A local community wants answers after vandals scribble racist graffiti. The president makes a campaign stop near Detroit in order to miss an event somewhere else. And fighting back against prescription drug abuse.
This is 13 ABC Action News with Bill Horman.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news that's just into our newsroom. Toledo police are investigating a death. Officers say about 9 o'clock this morning they were called to a home on Gordon Street to check on the safety of somebody who was living there. Police and firefighters, though, found a person dead. Investigators have not released the gender of the victim. Toledo police say they will release more information when they have it. New in our crime and safety alert tonight, somebody sprayed racist graffiti around Ottoville in Putnam County. The vandals marked up the Ottoville Immaculate Conception Church, Ottoville Park, and a home on Road 27. Graffiti was also found in Delphos. If you know who did this, call the Putnam County Sheriff's Office. 28-year-old Jamie Kunkel has been missing for more than a month. Toledo police say she is 5'4", weighs 120 pounds, was last seen wearing a green jacket and blue jeans. If you have seen her, or if you know anything about her disappearance, call Crime Stopper or 911. And a young boy found wandering on Holland-Sylvania Road this morning has been reunited with his family. Toledo police say the boy snuck out of his house to take his dog for a walk. Officers say his family is relieved and that it was a community effort to bring the boy back home. A massive fire burned down a home on Louis Street early this morning. This was a vacant house, but the fire was so hot, the heat caused minor damage to the home next door. We can tell you, though, that nobody was hurt. And a fire broke out in the back of the home on Brighton Avenue near the Toledo Zoo. That fire burned through the attic. Nobody hurt there. And a family on Genoa Avenue safe tonight after their dryer caught fire. Seems the smoke detectors went off. Firefighters rushed over and they had the fire out before it spread. The American Red Cross believes it's so important to have working smoke detectors in your home that they're holding a 2-week-long campaign to spread the word. The Red Cross will give away free smoke alarms during their Sound the Alarm campaign. And next Saturday, May 5th, the American Red Cross volunteers will walk neighborhoods surrounding Central Catholic High School, handing out smoke detectors if you need one. Happening right now, President Donald Trump holding a rally in Michigan. He is in Washington Township in Macomb County, north of Detroit. He's about to appear before a large crowd there. This is a live picture. He's going there instead of attending the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington. It's a campaign and rally stop, and it's a way of ignoring the national media, holding a fancy dinner in D.C. We'll have more on coverage of the president's rally tonight on Action News at 11. All right, let's turn to the weather now. Wait for it. Late spring heat is coming, but not today, Ben.
Yeah, we're about the warmest we've been all day, Bill. 54 at 65 is the high, so below normal, but at least it was pretty for the afternoon after some early morning showers and some heavier rain at that last night. But take a look at this. The regional picture doesn't have a lot. You see a couple sprinkles there towards Buffalo and Watertown, New York, and on the edge of the western part of Maryland and the eastern part of West Virginia. Outside right now, it's 54. Good game for good weather for a baseball game. That is easy for me to say. It's going to be chilly tonight. A frost out there. Now, it's not record-setting late, but it is going to be a little bit on the inconvenient side if you've got some plants already in the ground. 6 a.m., 32 degrees. Coming up here in just a few minutes, how out of normal is this weather with that late season frost? Plus, we're talking heat, thunderstorms, and the walleye run forecast all up in just a few minutes.
The U.S. Coast Guard searched and they found a boat, but the boater who fell overboard in Sandusky Bay is still missing. Heather Pauliff is in Ottawa County with more on a search that has now been suspended. Heather?
Bill, officials with the Coast Guard say that around 7 o'clock last night they received word that an unmanned boat was found in the Sandusky Bay, which you see behind me right here. They say that they found that boat unmanned, but it was under power, meaning that it was on. So they believe that the person that was on that boat fell overboard. Now, they say that they searched all night and into this morning for the man believed to be on that boat. According to a press release from the Coast Guard, someone reported that they actually witnessed the man falling out of the boat and said that he was not wearing a life jacket at that time. The search was called off around noon today because of the amount of time that had passed.
When the Coast Guard calls off searches, it's always based on scientific data modeling system that we have. It's called SAROP, Search and Rescue Operations. It uses survival times, and those calculations come from a lot of research that indicate how long somebody could survive in water temperatures or environmental conditions.
Coming up tonight on Action News at 11 o'clock, we'll tell you some tips that will keep you safe out on the waters coming up this boating season. In Port Clinton, Heather Pauloff, 13 ABC Action News.
Studies indicate that a majority of abused prescription drugs come from a friend or a family member's medicine cabinet. So local police stations, firehouses, and Kroger stores are collecting unused or expired prescription drugs and then throwing them away. It's all part of the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. In White House, you can just drop them off at the fire station.
We'll collect in the Anthony Wayne community at our 4 locations over 200 pounds of medications. And then when it's not Take Back Day, we have 3 permanent med box returns in our community. So people can just come at any time to the White House Police Station, the Waterville Police Station, and the Monclova Community Center, or Administrative Center. And you can just walk up and drop off your medications any day of the week.
Congressman Bob Latta took part in the drop-off events at the White House Fire Station and at the Sylvania Police Station. New at 7 tonight, in the state of Maine, a suspect is in custody. He's accused of killing a deputy, stealing the deputy's car, then robbing a store. Linda Lopez has more on this story.
The search for John Williams, suspected of killing Somerset County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Eugene Cole, has come to an end.
Today is a very good day. Today at 12:43 p.m., John Williams was taken into custody.
Williams had been on the run since Wednesday morning after shooting Cole and stealing his cruiser. He was then captured on surveillance video robbing this convenience store. Investigators determined Corporal Cole was recently involved in the arrest of Williams' girlfriend, leading investigators to believe Cole was targeted.
My first call was to the Cole family, and I personally notified them of the arrest. They were relieved, thankful, and very grateful.
Before he was apprehended, the sheriff read a statement from Cole's widow, urging Williams to turn himself in.
Be assured you'll be treated the same way Corporal Cole would have treated you if you had given him the opportunity, with dignity and respect.
Hundreds of officers searched the heavily wooded rural community about 60 miles east of Bangor, Maine. Residents in the area relieved.
It made me more scared that it was so close to home, because I've seen it all over the country, but never so close.
Eugene Cole was a 13-year veteran of the department, the sheriff calling him an outstanding employee, one of the finest deputies.
We can now focus on the important task of respectfully laying our fallen brother to rest.
Cole's funeral is scheduled for May 7th. Linda Lopez, ABC News.
If we don't speak up, we cannot make this country what it's supposed to be, freedom and justice for all.
Still to come, union workers protest what they consider a harmful product. And we'll tell you all about a new Metro Park that's now open. Those are protesters with the Farm Labor Organizing Committee. They're demanding the 7-Eleven convenience store chain stop selling the Vuse electronic cigarettes.
The liquid that's in the capsules that you put in the electronic cigarettes is made from tobacco, and it's extracted from the tobacco leaves. And the farm workers that harvest the tobacco leaves are some of the most severely exploited workers in this country. The ultimate goal is to have all those farm workers who work in those farms in the Deep South with some representation so they can protect themselves from abuses.
To help their cause, Flock promises to protest 7-Eleven and Circle K stores on the last Saturday of every month until Vuse e-cigarettes are no longer sold. A new Metro Park is now open in Northwest Ohio. Howard Marsh Metro Park is the second largest Toledo area Metro Park, and it features 6 miles of trails, a boardwalk, and 7 miles of kayaking and canoeing. It took Metro Park Toledo 18 months to transform 1,000 acres of farmland into a wetland habitat.
The dream of turning this into a wetland dates back all the way to the 80s because along Lake Erie, we've lost more than 90% of our original wetlands, and all the way back then, people were eyeing this property because there just aren't that many 1,000-acre pieces of property to acquire and restore back into native habitat.
You can find Howard Marsh off of Curtis Road. Howard Marsh, just one of 2 major wetland restoration projects that are underway. 70 miles upstream in Paulding County, the Black Swamp Conservancy trying to bring wetlands back to the landscape.
They slow down water. Where sediment will fall out, the vegetation will uptake the nutrients, your nitrogen and the phosphorus, which are contributing to the blooms. We want to do what we can to help find a solution. And wetlands are the most efficient and cost-effective way of cleaning our water.
Actually, wetlands can help reduce summer algae in Lake Erie's western basin. Next on Action News, is seeing 30 movies a month for $10 a month too good to be true? Well, it might be now.
It's the warmest it's been all day. We're heading for temperatures near 80 before some summer thunder, spring thunder, arrives shortly to northwest Ohio. We'll explain in that 7-day forecast.
Now, 13 ABC First Warning Weather with meteorologist Ben Kent.
Kind of a tale of 2 days out there. Earlier, some rain and sprinkles. You saw that with Scott Carpenter, the Metro Parks at Howard's Marsh. Some sun showers, and now the rest of the day has been beautiful. 54 what we're at right now, soon to be near 80. Big event happening down in Grand Rapids, a little festival, kind of Grateful Dead style music it looks like tonight and tomorrow. And they call it Halfway to Harvest, but most of you haven't even planted yet. More on that in a second. Interesting night of weather. Certainly it's going to cool down quickly as those skies start to clear out. 8 p.m. 45, 10, 42, and then we just keep on going down with a low dew point. So the eventual forecast is 30. That is frost weather. The average last 30-degree day going back to 1988, so the 30-year average is April 14th. So say 2 weeks past that, and only 1 week away from the last 30-degree day we've had since 1988. Clear skies by a big bank, a big core of high pressure across much of America right now. This is a little system that brought us some rain earlier on in the day, and last night I saw some puddles out there this morning, but the skies are starting to erode themselves of the cloud cover. 8 p.m. Get the clock in the upper left-hand corner. Notice pretty clear skies. There will be a couple of lake effect clouds with Lake Erie. Some warm air, relatively speaking, up overhead. By, let's say, into your Sunday, 5 p.m., looking good. We're still going to be on the cool side thanks to a west-northwest wind curling around that core of stable air. 11 p.m., more of the same. Full moon coming in. It's going to be chilly, but not nearly as cold. By tonight, it's going to be about as cold as it gets easily the next 7 days. Hopefully the last hard freeze of the season, definitely in the next week. By Monday, still a beautiful day. Temperatures well into the 70s by this point. As it get closer to East Cedar Point's opening day later this week, we get a chance of thunder, but not until late Wednesday. 30 degrees for tonight, a patchy late season frost. Nothing too troubling. Now, if this was, say, in mid-May and some of you had already planted after Mother's Day, then it's more of a concern. But most people go by, that I've met at least, go by the Mother's Day planting rule for the first plant. And so things are not as bad. 57 for your Sunday, west-northwest winds at 10. And the river level rising on the Maumee thanks to that rain the past couple days. Sunshine, though, after tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, looking great. But the water temperature still on the cool side. Great fishing. I saw that limits to be had of the walleye early on in the day, especially in those little rapids. 7-day forecast, summer thunder. A chance of it on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, the showers ending a little earlier on in the day. And warmth. Yes, it's true. After tomorrow, we are back above average. And then, Bill, in the 70s for 5 straight days,
yeah,
at
we
least.
Have several nice days there. And the rain, we sort of need the rain. It's been kind of dry this spring.
Yeah, you know, you go some places, you got standing water. You go other places, you got the cracked ground. We're right on average for the rain, but some places are starting to dry out.
Ben, thanks. Today, the city of Toledo hosted a refuse and recycling drop-off event at Woodsdale Park. People dropped off electronics, clothes, toys, even tires. These recycling drop-off events will continue through the summer. The next one is May 12th at the TARTA terminal on Central Avenue. We have a list of drop-off dates at our website, 13abc.com. New tonight, MoviePass says its 30 movie tickets for the price of one deal is history. 2 weeks ago, the company cut the deal to 4 tickets a month for $9.95. MoviePass, though, created 2 million customers because of those deals.
Logan Woodside, it's a Cincinnati Bengal, but what was the day like for the Kentucky native? Plus, Alicia Bumgarner fighting last night in Louisville.
Now, 13 ABC Action Sports with BCSN. Here's Joe Nugent.
It was tense and took longer than expected, but Logan Woodside is an NFL quarterback drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. It happened in the 7th round. Logan back home today in northern Kentucky as he heads to the closest team. He also, by the way, rode a four-wheeler this afternoon to take his mind off the lengthy process. The Rockets' all-time leading passer has impressed the NFL with his work ethic and determination, a 4-to-1 touchdown ratio to interceptions, more than 10,000 yards, and most important, a 29-10 record, including a MAC championship. Playoff hockey is back. The Walleye and Comets hit the ice here coming up in a couple minutes. Game 1 down at the Huntington Center.
A lot of the same core guys here and a lot of the same core guys there that have been in this kind of rivalry before, so that usually makes it even more intense. And there's not as much as a feeling out process because the teams are so familiar with each other.
It's always a war going into that place or them coming here, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, mostly for everybody in the stands, too. Fighting for Holyfield Real Deal Promotions, Fremont's Alicia Bumgarner wins a tough 6-round split decision last night in Louisville against Christy Simmons. Alicia improves to 6-0 with 4 knockouts.
I always judge myself after every performance, and for myself, I'm never satisfied. So I would say this was about a 5 for me, but always more room for improvement. That's what I'm about. So each fight, I take all that experience and I put it forth the next fight.
All right, looking forward to that. The Junior Olympic State Boxing Championship is this weekend, and it's in Toledo at the Aurora Gonzalez Center. Steve Slivka has the story on the kids hoping to advance to a 5-state regional.
The Toledo Boxing Association, a 3-decade-old group, and the gym continues to build champions.
I got better, mostly everything for boxing because it changed my appearance. By taking my anger out here and getting my grades up in school and staying out of the streets.
The Toledo Boxing Association is not alone in what it is trying to do in the city with the sport, except when it comes to traveling for tournaments.
There's 4 main tournaments a year that we try to get to, and with them 4 main tournaments, there's probably close to $25,000. A lot of that a lot of the money comes out of the coaches' pockets.
You'll find young boxers with national rankings here. You will also find a boxer with a few more years behind him. That's Antoine Jones, 27 years old. He has a big fight coming up soon in Calgary, and Jones only has 4 total years of boxing experience, and it's all right here at the Believe Center.
Every day I come in the gym, every time I step out there and fight, every time, just putting on a image, for these kids is coming up. We got a lot of young kids in here. It's the best boxing gym for kids in Toledo, if you ask me, honestly. Not just because I'm here, but our kids is they prestigious. Everybody's ranked in the top 5.
But on this weekend, it's all about taking that next step.
I'd love to see not just one, the whole entire group become world champions. Olympians, that's a great goal. And I hope for them.
That makes 2 of us, and Boxing Boy doing great things in the community for all those kids.
Yeah, and it's an outlet to give them something to do.
Absolutely. As the one boxer told us, stay off the streets, doing something productive, and it's not just that. It's also homework. It's also, getting those grades up.
Well, discipline, and it helps you in all kinds of endeavors.
Yeah.
Joe, thanks. All right, how one local coffee shop is breaking barriers for people with special needs. A new kind of coffee shop opened in Temperance today. Breaking Beans Coffee and Market on Jackman Road is staffed by people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. This is a way to help them build some skills and learn how to work a job. Breaking Beans Coffee is open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 until 4, and Thursdays from 3 until 7. Money raised by coffee sales supports the Breaking Barriers Foundation. And the Ottawa River School Carnival is going on this weekend at that school in Point Place. The fundraiser features raffles and baked goods, games and rides. The event is being held on the school grounds until 9 o'clock tonight, and then once again tomorrow from 1 until 7. Sports tonight at 11.
Boy, busy night. The Walleye Comets start their series here in just a couple minutes, but also now that the NFL draft is over, the undrafted guys are going to be the focus tonight as teams try to sign as many good players as they can. I mean, think about it through the years. Guys like Kurt Warner, Tony Romo, those are all undrafted free agents. A lot of guys from Toledo and BG, including Joe Davidson, who's the punter at BG. He's from Findlay. And then there's also Brogan Roback, who is Eastern Michigan's quarterback, who played high school ball at St. John's Jesuit.
And JT Barrett.
Yeah, JT too.
he's a big name out there.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, tonight at 11.
Yeah, we're going to be on the cool side at 11, but the weather is really looking up, literally and figuratively, the next few days. Will be near 80 Tuesday and Wednesday, but some summer storms after tonight's frost. I'll be talking about that at 11.
80 sounds unreal. I'll believe it when I
sweater?
feel it. Be sure to join us tonight at 11 for 13 minutes of nonstop news. Until then, enjoy Saturday night with your family, and we'll see you later.
Be the first to know with immediate breaking news and severe weather alerts. Get 13 ABC's free news app today.
This is home.